Send over some black coffee quickly because
And bagels.
Floyd here in the building is not a fan of mine, apparently. Property Source Radio, we're talking about hauntings. We had a lot to accomplish in this last 10 minutes, including, Pat, we'll get to your Bills pick as they play in Toronto.
Now, what's interesting is that when we started this whole thing, we brought them in. You were skeptical, and I asked the question during the break, like, have you ever had something happen to you that you just couldn't explain? There was no explanation for it. That's what made me a believer.
I'll tell that story, but first I want to find out about, as we went to break, Midtown. Our radio stations were in Midtown Plaza for years, and we were told that the B. Foreman building was haunted by the ghost of B. Foreman himself. Now, whether that's true or not, we'll just say it is. The building's gone now. Whatever goes up in that site, will the ghost still be there? Cindy?
Some spirits will actually stay right on the property, and will stay there through the incarnations of various buildings. But some spirits, once the building is no longer there, they decide they'll go to another building. They will attach themselves to buildings, to people, to whatever. So it really all depends on how they feel.
So it's up to
which direction they want to go.
So it's up to B. Foreman himself where he wants to.
Exactly.
Okay.
He will probably stay on the property.
Could he be unhappy that his building has been torn down?
Oh, I'm sure he is.
Yeah?
I'm sure he is.
Wow.
I'm sure that he doesn't understand the fact that this is progress.
Progress, evolution.
That explains why paycheck's not going in there again. I'm going to tell you a great story. My mom passed away a few years ago. Was a big baseball fan. And when she was on her deathbed, I was her only son, so you have that unique kind of relationship that a mother and son has. I said to her, Mom, a good Catholic woman that she is, I said, Mom, when you die, can you give me a hint that there's life after death? Because I'm a little, everyone's a little skeptical about that. Is there life after death? She says, I can't do that. I said, would you do it for me? I'm your only son. She says, I'll try.
This is a true story.
True story.
Oh, wow.
Move ahead 6 months. She passes away. Move ahead 6 months. Went back in Boston, was selling the house. And Julie and I are going through the house. My sisters had sold everything. It's an empty house. Everything is gone. Everything's out of there. I bring Julie, my wife. I said, this was my bedroom. Just walking through the house one more time. And I went into the eaves, and I said, we used to play in the eaves all the time. And I'm in the eaves with a flashlight. Oh, my mom was a huge baseball fan. Loved baseball. Her favorite player was Kari Yastrzemski. And when I was a kid, I had baseball cards. And, I sold a lot of the baseball cards, and I kept some, and I sold them to buy my first condo. All right, so I'm up in the eaves, and I'm showing Julie where we used to hide out, and I see a bag, like a Wegmans bag, a paper bag. And it's the only thing in the house. So I pull it out of the eaves, and I open it up, and it's a bag full of baseball cards. Vintage, perfect condition baseball cards from the 60s. What are these doing here? The house is totally empty. I reach into the bag, and I pull out one card, and it's the rookie card of my mom's favorite player, Kari Yastrzemski. And that's a sign from her that there's life after death. Could that possibly be how it went? Or am I just reading too much into coincidence?
I don't think that's a coincidence at all.
No?
No. No, it was her way of saying, yeah, there is life after death. I'm over here. I'm fine. I'm having a blast.
Wow.
Wow.
Joe, do you agree with that?
Unequivocally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, gang, this is live. I'm here to announce life after death. Wow. That's a great story, though, isn't it?
Yeah, now I'm not going to be able to go hot tubbing at night by myself.
What does that have to do?
What does that have to do with anything?
I don't know. I just don't know who's going to show up there. I
Well,
don't want to see.
My mom will be there. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Hey, can a stadium be haunted, guys? Like Frontier Field over here, or maybe a Rogers Center, for instance, in Toronto. Can it be?
Definitely.
And can it affect the outcome of a game? Do you think?
I think it can sometimes. If you have players that are very sensitive to spirits, the spirits, if they don't want a team to win, I'm sure could play a little bit of havoc by making the players see things out of the corner of their eye and miss a ball or whatever.
Oh. How about this Halloween?
Wow.
Now that we're talking about the funness of Halloween and etc., do they chase the kids down the street? Because I feel like doing that sometimes with eggs, raw eggs.
No, that's not nice. Most of the time, most spirits, let me put it to you that way, will not terrorize children.
Okay.
You
Good.
do have some, though, that don't care.
Oh, okay.
You do have some, just in life.
in life.
There are good people and there are bad people. There are good spirits and bad spirits.
If a person was a good person in real life, will they be a good spirit, or could they go to the dark side in death?
98% of the time, they'll stay a good person. You got the 2% that say, "Oh, the heck with it! Now I can do anything
Really, I can
want."
do whatever I want. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And you agree with that too, Joe?
Yes.
Okay.
You got anything lately that's real scary, like a haunted house or anything like that? You gonna elaborate on with us that you can think of, or any what? The spirit's talking to me.
The spirit is our executive producer,
Jeff.
the very scary Jeff Haley. Yeah, anything that's happened since the last time you were here that made you go, whoa.
Yeah.
Here comes Joe.
Hello. Sorry. I'm just trying to create some atmosphere here.
Oh, you're doing that.
Thanks. I'll go back to the Hogan's Hideaway, which is actually somewhat of a very intrigued place. No, I'm not trying to do some free advertising.
No,
here.
well, I'm sure they'd love to have you for lunch today.
Yeah, literally, for lunch.
Throw him on the ground. Yeah.
We got a dinner for you. It's interesting because Hogan's Hideaway was a classic example of what a lot of hauntings will do. And that is, if you go to a site that's haunted, and if they know that you're there seeking them, if you go in, they'll go outside. If you go outside, they'll go in. Anything to try to avoid you, which is somewhat interesting because it does prove somewhat of a psychological awareness within a so-called alleged deceased state. But what I found really intriguing about this batch of spookies, let's say, was the fact that a lot of them were emanating. I mean, if you look at some of the photos, you'll see that some of the period depicted clothing on these apparitions were not really modern day. Some of them kind of struck me like a 60s or almost a 70s type flair about their clothing.
So a ghost wearing Zubas,
Yeah, literally.
for instance. Yeah.
Or like one of the females that I came across that was actually wearing kind of like mod-looking square, almost like Lennon type glasses.
Sure.
But their attitude was rather quite interesting. It was very laid back, very down to earth. They pretty much knew what their circumstances were. And where normally a lot of them are just somewhat unaware, somewhat oblivious of their surroundings, these had actually proven to be quite articulate. So it's like I'm looking at them, I'm taking photographs of them. I mean, I had an attendant also assisting me that day, or that night, I should say. You know, but we're going around, I'm taking photographs, and they're just standing there very patiently, and they're like talking to me constantly. You know, do you do this on a regular basis? You know, do we scare you? Do you actually see us?
Yeah.
And I don't normally get that with most hauntings. Most of them are somewhat shell-shocked that somebody is actually aware of them.
Oh.
So you were conducting an interview with them.
Pretty much.
Or they
yeah.
were interviewing you, I guess.
Literally, yeah.
And you can photograph these things?
Yeah, I do on a regular basis.
You have your camera with you. There's a...
One of them, a lot of times I will publish very,
Yeah.
how should I put it?
Yeah, how should you put it?
I'm really trying to consider that. Well, I'll give you a classic example. RTS bus is going by me.
Yeah.
It's an empty bus. I take a photograph off it, and in each window you see faces staring out. That's what I'm known for.
Get out.
That's
No.
true, though. I've seen pictures of you doing that,
Yeah.
where you've done that in the past.
Can we put a picture of that on the website? Do you have a empty bus
your
picture?
website or my
Well, we'll
website?
put it on yours, and then we'll get a link on ours.
Yeah,
Or do you have
absolutely.
them on your website?
That
think-
one in particular, no, because our last site got hacked.
Oh, really? Oh,
It used to be there, I think.
well, the poor
And,
bus
and it
driver.
can be again, because I have copies of everything.
They
Yeah,
get
yeah.
everything backed up.
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There are too many people out there that would just like to see our photographs just vanish like magic.
Wow. Wow. Well, I'm not a skeptic. I'm going to tell you right now. I did come in a little bit. Oh, yeah. Okay. Here we go again.
Hockey, attitudinal,
Yeah, I know. So this guy,
hunting
Joseph.
for bear,
I'm sorry?
hunting for bear.
This guy, Joseph, in the building. I have to bring him bagels and black coffee.
Floyd.
Onion bagels.
Floyd.
Floyd. Floyd. Jeez, I got
Onion
his name
bagel.
wrong.
Yeah.
No wonder he doesn't like
Onion
me.
bagels, huh?
Now, if I go up there Monday, is the coffee going to be gone?
Probably not.
The couple's... Well, then he didn't.
Maybe the cream cheese and chive, which should be on the bagel, might be missing.
Oh, geez, now I got to make a list. Ooh. And now I got to go out and live a normal day for the rest of the day. You guys are fascinating. This is fantastic. We have their websites linked at ours at propertysourceradio.com. Joe and Cindy, have a great... you're going to have kids... Did the kids come over to the house at Halloween at your house? No, I didn't think so. I didn't think so. Well, feel free to dig into our little bowl of mini Snickers on the way out, and thanks for coming. You opened a lot of people's eyes today. Thanks a lot. Whoa. All right, next week, hopefully it'll be a little normal around here. I don't even know if I'll be here after what happened today. That was pretty cool, huh, Pat?
I think so. I always enjoy it.
Gee, Alex, you okay?
I'm all right.
All right. We're going to go back to ESPN Radio right now. The sooner the better. Thanks for joining us this week. We're back with you next Saturday from 9 to 10 on Property Source Radio.